Yeah. So everybody. District 120. I got Sincere, True Self, Mia, Felix Almanzar, Fifth Element, Shakamundu, Waju, Kalika Seal. Still, what's going on? So we got, I don't know how many high scientists we got in here today that are a little bit advanced in their degrees. But for those that are, let's take it back in the days and start off with a question right here. How do y'all see that reading and multiplying? Start off today. Anyone? We got do we have to wait for some? But you know, anybody can answer. Because you know how we do. Even though it's a little bit higher up in the degrees, we're gonna break it down simple so everybody can understand. Is the delay that serious? Maybe all the new people just came in. The question is, how do you see breeding versus multiplying? Yeah, not versus. How do you see breeding and how do you see multiplying? As far as monogamy and polygyny, I never quite looked at it like that, but that's the understanding for Figueroa. It's crystal clear, crystal clear. Anyone else? So breed involves nurturing and multiply whatever goes to make more. 793. Wise you said that's how you take the poor out. The lessons by breeding and multiplying on this poor part. Still say breed seems to imply more of a selection process. Interesting. Wise Prince, I know Wise Prince. Wise Prince got something. I don't know. We got the question for the day right now that we got on the table. Wise is how does everyone see breeding and multiplying? Yeah, Wise Prince, you big time. You got Rock 120 taking shots at you in the comments. Rock 120 issued me an ultimatum today. But how you see that, Wise? I guess we'll proceed after the Wise answer. So what's Coach Wise says, breeding is having offspring physically, multiplying is dealing with mom. True self said breeding is a calculated process for a particular or desired outcome. Multiplication happens at random. So, first of all, when you got something like that, right? When it's more than one, right? You got to acknowledge that equality. You got to acknowledge how the two things, how the two things relate to each other, and how, them as a unit relate to everything else. You know what I'm saying? But let's go with what Wise said. You know what I'm saying? Breeding. That's a physical thing. That's what everybody was pointing out here. That this is something that you're just talking about. Genes doing what they do. You know what I'm saying? Whereas multiplying, it could also refer to multiplying physically, right? As Shakanulu pointed out, right? But multiplying could also be a mental thing. You understand what I'm saying? So, in this nation right here, right, we deal with addition and multiplication. So see, that's physically, we deal with addition. We deal with addition in terms of, we born to understand it. But mentally through teaching, we deal with multiplication. You understand what I'm saying? And see, right there, you can see that, one is dealing with everything in the realm of 6, right? And one is above the clouds. So, this is what happens when people come into the nation. They just said, and don't get me wrong, I'm not relating this to the slang in any way, but I'm saying they just a body that's here. So you came and you added on to the numbers, but you didn't multiply. You wasn't really a 5%. You can see where we got all, we can break it up. You see, at the root of it, the 5% is teaching. So if you don't have nobody that's been more successful after they spoke to you, then it's hard to classify yourself as a teacher. See what I'm saying? See, through physical reproduction, Allah got a certain number of children, right? That number is not going to grow. That number is not going to shrink. But through teaching, over time, a person can have a lot of descendants. But in this period of time, you can see that the addition was happening at a faster rate, which is called multiplication. You see what I'm saying? And throughout different things that you're dealing with, right? Like when you deal with city signs, right? As opposed to dealing with high science. See the city signs, you can add on here in the realm of 6 with that. But you got to know how to multiply in order to deal with high science. See, that's the whole science of, when that's the way they do it in the education system too. First, they just teach you the numbers. They just teach you how to count. how to keep all these numbers in their proper order and perspective. So now, in order to build on that, they start showing you how to add. But in order to deal with higher science, where you can start to use arithmetic for problem solving, right? When you get into the algebras and the geometries and the trigonometries, right? The science that they use to build these buildings that we in, right? They use to design these computers and phones that we own. When you start getting into that science, right? You gotta know how to multiply. You gotta know how to add, but you also gotta know how to multiply. To see, you gotta understand what multiply means. See, like when we just come together, right? And we all got the knowledge, yeah, we come and add on, right? But we didn't multiply. Yeah, we added on with each other, and that's peace. We're supposed to do that. But we're also supposed to multiply. You understand what I'm saying? You know, we're also supposed to be able to take the science to those levels, right? Where, you know, like we were saying yesterday, where there's buildings that's built, right? Where the cornerstone got the universal flag on it. You see, you can't do that, you know, just counting. You can't do that just quoting, right? People gonna have to be able to know how to multiply so they can deal with applying the science in all worlds from highest to lowest. So, you know, understand that, you know, Elijah Muhammad, yeah, he wasn't just repeating himself. Throughout the lessons, right, you see within some degrees, as well as different degrees, sometimes will tell you something that sounds very similar, but it's not the same. And you got to be able to see that, because see, these are the things, right, can't be seen by the naked eye. See, those are the things that on face value, they look the same. See, for the new people that wasn't here from the early days of the questions, right? See, what does that mean when something can't be seen with the naked eye? When it says that, you know, something is in a fine mist that the naked eye can hardly detect. What does that mean? Right? Justice victory. I mean, you got to draw it up with the third eye. Can't be seen with the naked eyes, right? You got to be able to draw it up with the third eye. See, if it can't be heard with the naked ear, right, you got to be able to tune into the frequency. See, it's something that people say, right, that the frequency, you're not tuned into it. So see, when you going, right, and you telling somebody, you telling them all the signs. Whatever it is, it don't necessarily have to be this knowledge. It could be somebody on the job and you telling them, look, this is the easier way to do it. And they, they're dense to it because they're not tuned into the frequency. They can't hear that. Kian Asan, welcome to the channel. Hit the subscribe button. You gotta watch it too. I don't know if y'all noticing, but the subscriber count is getting very close to 1666. And y'all know we stay away from that kind of, we deal with that kind of arithmetic. So just be aware if y'all don't see me. Someone's got to get it. But Keon Hassan said, could there be in person today? Oh, couldn't be there in person today. Oh, this is what's up, man? This is that we coming in the classroom. But yeah, there was a couple of Jews in there. You could rewind later on and check that out. The original question was, how do you see breathing and how do you see multiplying? And then we moved on to, once we went through that, the question when it says that something cannot be seen by the physical eye, right? It's in a fine mist that the naked eye can hardly detect. What does that mean? Mind says, coming tomorrow. I don't have class tomorrow. I'm sure there'll be somebody here to accommodate. Justice said the end goal is to spark the mind and get back to the mind of the all-knowing, all-seeing, and the one true mind of love. This is the beauty of the lessons as they automatically encourage this. I mean, we gotta deal with the means though. I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying that the means. That is, if you look at it, you know what I'm saying. That's been the downfall of a lot of brothers. Very good intentions. The next class, soon as, I guess if you can come to his class, if Rock 120 doesn't get to him first, you can, you can come to ML Ray's class. On Saturday is Allah Shah's class at 1 o'clock. Yeah, Rock 120. He said he's not gonna speak on the live. Uh he's not gonna speak on the live unless I watch this video that's on his channel. Yeah. I remember the first time I experienced that kind of thing. I'm pretty sure I was watching cartoons, right? And my sister comes out, my little sister, she wants to, watch a strawberry shortcake, whatever it be that she wants, right? And so she's asking me to turn the TV or whatever. So I'm like, nah, I watch what I watch. And she says, I'll be your best friend. Fuck out of here. Yeah, I don't care if you're my best friend. Hey, dude, are you okay? And I'm giving you a chance to come on live and kind of make some sense of the things you're saying. I'm shocked and knew you got a little sister that tried that too. I thought it was just her. Cause she started going to this preschool, with private school. So who's there. So I thought it was something she picked up over there. I don't know what it was. Serious. Serious. I don't know. I don't know if you're gonna survive meeting up with Rock 120. So, I just give everybody a heads up. Yeah, I don't know what's up with it, man. I was seeing a story about some equipment. I know sometimes when there's things of national importance, I let brothers and sisters here on the channel know to add on, I'm saying that, we might, as a nation, we need to add on. So I saw that it's this new technology, right, where they testing it out right now, where you can tell the person's emotional state. Right, you put something like on their hands, right, and there's some type of signals that's given off from the brain that tell you what kind of state the person is in. So I think we need a couple of devices, right? When people come into the school, if we don't know them, we don't know them that good. We should a couple times that I put this on. And the way they were saying it is they trying to develop the technology so that somehow you could zap them and change you try to change their emotional state. So whenever that comes out, you know what I'm saying? We need y'all to add on. We got to be an early adopter of that technology. I'll tell you, well, look, I don't know, he's, I can't call it. They put on their forehead, wherever it is, We definitely need that type of equipment over here. See, because I'm gonna tell you what it is that anybody can have the knowledge. See, it's that the letter of the law, right, is Yakub is who take people's birthright. So anybody can get the knowledge. Tall people, short people, men, women, white, black, Chinese, it don't matter. You know what I like to say is everybody can come, everybody can get the fuck out of here too. You know, let's not forget, let's not fail to acknowledge that equality. So the door does work both ways. You know, at some point you got to examine. To where you got to see, all right, the universal flag got 8 points on it, right? So look, I'm gonna go over here and build on the west point. You go over there and build on the east point. How about that? And we still working on the same thing. You know, we don't move like how each other move. Yeah, right. Just you know, how you use the knowledge is how you qualify, disqualify yourself. See, a lot of people don't understand that from the jump. See, this is what people don't understand about the qualifying, disqualifying. Right? And this is how I become the bad guy. This is how it happens. Right? See, it's like the kid, right? The kid that gets an F on his report card, right? And what he say? The teacher failed me. Nah, the teacher didn't fail you. You didn't do none of the work and test you flunked. It's the same way. Person not qualified or disqualified because I said they qualified or disqualified. That's what people be fucking up. And see, that's when positive elevation is not going to correct errors. Because you think it's something I'm supposed to fix. You can see Abdul Rahman. That's why you need to go, when you come up here, you need to go to 127th Street and 6th Avenue. Get the degrees, read them over it, and then we get to. Said, have you ever seen a time where drugs, alcohol, and depression has been raising havoc on the Black community, especially the depression piece? So many suicides over in Seattle. Nah, I mean, to tell the truth, that was kind of a point of pride. Like that was a thing that Black people kind of seen as unique about our culture is that, we was resilient. You know what I'm saying? That, no matter how hard times was, we was we was built for it. Not to say that, it wasn't happening. You know what I'm saying? I heard stories of it in my family before I was even born, but it wasn't, and then I think too, in terms of, that's also one of the aspects of the breakdown of religion. You know what I'm saying? And, just in general, it's so much more, it's so much more pressure on people. So I don't know, I never, drugs, hmm, that's a good question. If drugs, I might say drugs worse. I mean, what's worse now is that it's just like more people, like people that like if you people that was over a certain age didn't really smoke crack. You know what I'm saying? People that was born before like 1930, they drug was alcohol. They really, but see, the thing about now is it's like every generation is on drugs. Said drugs and alcohol has been affecting us for a long time with this widespread depression. It's choking the life out of the young. Um, I mean, it's rough out there for like this is probably the first time we're like, at least in my lifetime, where technology is kind of leveling off. You know what I'm saying? It's not no new thing that it's like, all right, they could go into that, right? All you gotta do is go to school for that thing right there, and you on. You know what I'm saying? Like you can go and study computer technology or what I'm saying, internet, or just the because there's a what's the name? And it's starting to not be true. There was a guy, I think he worked at IBM in like the 50s or 60s, and he made a statement that technology was going to double like every 18 months or something. Like the level of the technology, you know what I'm saying? That started to slow down. And you can see it like in the phones that we get now. It's not really nothing new on it now. They pretty much maxed out this level. You know what I'm saying? Uh, we're in the sky high. You know what I mean? It's not the same where they can look forward to. Life is different. And your imagination is beat down because you haven't been using it. What are the top issues facing the community? And let me come back to that. let me come back to that. That's you say top issues. How many slots I got there? Yeah, oh, there goes Rock 120. All right, now listen. No one kicked Rock 120 out. Let's be gracious. Let's be gracious, right? And allow Rock 120 to acknowledge everybody. So Shaka Nuru said Generation X was told they wouldn't make it past 21. Surprise, surprise. That's what I was telling somebody yesterday when they were saying that they think that the young generation is lost. I was like, well, they said that about, us. We was the super predators. They made up new names just for us. You know what I'm saying? And we actually turned out, some stand-up guys. If you really look at it, say, we some stand-up guys. Abdul Rahman said that's because the baby boomers and Generation X did nothing for us millennials on down. Well, see, let me first of all, are you an early millennial or a late millennial? See, if you was an early millennial, take your ass back in the house. we out here. We out here playing. See, if you early, you 80, 81, 82, 85, all that, take your ass in the house, man, before you get all us in trouble. See, now you started to come up to the 90s. Now you talking about us. Now you talking about our kids. Late 80s, 90s. That's the problem with y'all, man. Y'all want to take your ass back in the house. You see, y'all came along when y'all parents was a little bit older. See, if y'all would have been around a little couple years, little 10 years earlier when they was in their gangster phase, y'all be all right now. So I came along. Kick ass, we ain't asking no questions, we ain't taking no names. We just kick ass. That's what we do. We get busy.
Easy, just. Don't be so. How you?
Come on, Rock 120. Let's see what makes you think I was on the Southern State Park. Don't be petty, Rock. Woo! Yeah, put a trigger warning on that West Coast. Woo! It was, I mean, like, was there like signs that that was he like sad all the time? Was this? Abdul Rahman said, I blame the whole generation X. But I mean, we are those guys. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, all that above. Just make sure you spell our names right. You was born in 90. Yeah, no wonder your mind is twisted. So you should, why you didn't been say that after right? See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. You gotta do full disclosure. S. Reeves. Shout out to S. Reeves. Who let him know that amongst our many accomplishments, we perfected hip hop. Take it to the top. Forget about the role we played in this 5% thing. Wow, man. Oh, this is like a movie, Wise. All right, hold on there now. Abdul Rahman. I have you know that there's already a Mr. 120 in Random Jewels. And unfortunately, Rock 120 is not him. No offense to Rock, but the Mr. 120 crown has been around for maybe a year now. Yeah, but West Coast Wise, that's like a movie, man. Yeah, that type of thing. But yeah, it's definitely not something that is definitely not something that we can afford. You know what I'm saying? Because, just like we were saying in terms of the title live and everything, being good at multiplying, if you're not in the right mindset, you're not going to be able to multiply. So, that's definitely something right there. For somebody knowledge equality. You know what I mean? Not to just, just to not understand, the potential of the future. You know what I'm saying? And just to not understand the potential for the future and what the potential in himself, what he still had in store for reality. As a people, we're not going to be successful like that. But that a lot of things, man, too, is just it's the world we live in now. You know what I mean? Like, we live in a world now where first of all, people is very isolated. You know what I'm saying? And in that isolation, people is also, there's just a lot of vitriol out there, man. You know what I'm saying? Like the situation, multiple situations that we see. There was some women about to knuckle up on the corner. The cops had to come out there just now. And these is like older women. They're not older, 50 to 60, but women that, generally speaking, is not on the corner throwing up the dukes. But the situation that occurred in the airport, situations that occur every day on social media as far as the way people deal with each other. But that's why you gotta deal with law will manifest. You know what I'm saying? If we actually create the world that the way that we want it to be. It's a million things. Somebody presented something, right, that I never, they reversed the angle on it, right? Where people were saying that, or a lot of these social media sites, they always say that, like, they make the Instagram and the TikToks and all of that 1 minute because people have short attention spans, right? But the idea was presented to me, right, of, well, what if it's actually the 1 minute, the 1 minute videos and the posts that you read in a couple of seconds that's actually shortening people's attention span. Like it's training your attention span into a shorter range. You seen old ladies knuckle up on the J train last month over a seat. See, that's what I'm saying. Like this kind of thing Uh, yeah, the smart devices is definitely dumbing you down. Where we talked about that the other day, where, once upon a time, a person to have, 40 numbers on cap. I could tell you numbers, you know, off the dome from the 1970s, right? But sometimes right now, if you ask me my number, I gotta look it up on my phone. Yeah, addresses. Yeah, you had a whole bunch of stuff where even that, you know, uh, there's people that they live in New York, right? And you know, you tell them to meet you somewhere, and they'll be like, "Yo, what's the address so I could put in my GPS?" Like that's not I don't know how it is everywhere else, but New Yorkers used to pride themselves on knowing the town. Like I don't need directions. Like if you especially at that time, a lot of places, like if you need directions, you don't need to be able to. You ain't be able to. Back to school. Well, what we doing now is she came through last year. Paper Girl gave us 20 book bags. So this year she's supposed to bring 20 more, because what happened is the book bags that we ordered, they good and everything, but they're a little bit small. So we're gonna use those for the smaller kids in elementary and everything, and then we're gonna make another order. She's giving us 20, so we probably order like 30 more of a bigger size for the bigger kids, and then whatever's the excess, we send that to Medina, because at the rally they do the book bag drive out there. But other than that, everything is good. None of the supplies started arriving yet. From everybody out there, there's different people born black, that's already starting to get supplies up here. Wordsmith said them subways, and now why have some intense map? Something, it's funny you brought that up, because see what I was saying in terms of New Yorkers priding themselves on knowing New York. That was another thing too, is that when you're younger, right? I'm talking about 9, 10, 11, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and you go on far places. You know what I'm saying? Like I always was all over. I get on a train and all this type of stuff, right? So it's like you gotta be extra cautious. You know what I'm saying? It's New York in the bad old days. So as a little kid, you already got to be extra cautious, but you got to be extra cautious. You know what I'm saying? And so one of the things that you couldn't do, right, is look like you wasn't from over there. Look like you didn't know what you was doing, where you was at. You didn't want to look like that. And so one of the things that you couldn't do was read the train map. You know what I'm saying? I remember my physical taught me how to play it off. Like, how to play it off like you was doing something else. You know what I mean? But you was looking at the train map. And the P, not to my knowledge. There's brothers from up there that's coming down to the book bag drive. Yeah, Justice it didn't want to look like a Vic. Yeah, you couldn't look like a Vic. Hey, listen, I couldn't put it in better terms. That's you said it all right there. Shaka Doo, he gave the West Coast version, looking like a mark. I like how the brothers in LA say mark. Yeah, you couldn't look like that. Especially when you were little, and just about everybody could jack you up. You gotta use your mind. You know what I'm saying? You gotta. Prevention is worth an ounce of cure. Man, Rock 120. See, Rock 120, let me tell you one thing about Rock 120. It was a book that I read one time. I can't recall what the book was ultimately about. It might have been, was it 48 Laws of Power? The story was in there about a guy that he was a con man, right? He was like a world famous con man. But, one day in his, in just his profession, it was this particular guy that he conned and shit, right? And it's like, that's one of the things that people that's in the con games, right? One of the things they count on is that the people is gonna be embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be too embarrassed to report the crime. You know what I'm saying? And let people know that happened. But this one guy, he was a different breed, man. Like he was so determined to get payback that he ended up chasing the guy down. Like all over the country, like, the dudes going to different cities or whatever. He ended up chasing the guy down and somehow he got him arrested, and the dude was like, yeah, of all the mistakes I made in life, never should have messed with that guy. Rock 120 is like that guy. Rock 120 is like that guy. You want to get on Rock 120 bad side. So he'll make it his life's work. What's going on? We're waiting on you. Jarrell Boylan. Welcome to the 5% Hour. I know you tuned in. You thought it was a civilization class. The Zoom link is downloading. You only have 5 minutes. Okay. Books to read. Well, it's always advisable. It's always advised to read Message to the Black Man. You know, any of Elijah Muhammad's books. You know, because there's other keys in the books that's not specifically mentioned in the lessons. See what I'm saying? You know, other things that you can learn about his teachings, you know, that it gives some context to 120 lessons. But, you know, other than that, really, you know, what is your interest? Study that. You know, it's not a particular thing. See, we recommend that you get 120 down pat because, like I said, it gives you some perspective now in what you're reading. You know, it gives you some perspective, you know, which stories, which characters, etc. You know, you see, you see yourself in. You know, because sometimes what happens is like, okay, you start reading all this different stuff, right? And now you're trying to embody all of it. You know, and in terms of dealing with yourself, if you want to do whatever you do in terms of you go out in the street, but in terms of dealing with yourself, you know, I don't think it's better to be a jack of all trades and a master of none. You know what I mean? It's good to be a jack of all trades. You're knowledgeable on different ideas and concepts that's out there, but you're a master of one, which is self. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, next week we don't see you and you read another book and now you got on a whole different guard. Mentally as well as physically. Why would you say 2002? You stop it. Y'all people, man. Y'all the reason why nobody don't want to be 5%. You know what I mean? But just in terms of, when you come into the knowledge, right? It's no specific, set of things. You know what I mean? Meaning, like, look, there's some brothers that's very into history. You know what I'm saying? So, you talk to Rob Bourne, he's a straight up historian. You know what I'm saying? The brother that taught him, Graceful and Elite, straight up historian. You know what I'm saying? You got some brothers that is strong in biology. Like they can tell you, every chemical and what it is that you eat, right? And how it reacts with the chemicals or everything else you eat and how that whole compound affects the body. You know what I'm saying? You got brothers that can tell you about the atomic weights and structures and how the different elements interact and compound with each other. You know what I'm saying? So it's 360 of knowledge. You understand what I'm saying? Because see now, when you see, like you just said, you love history, right? Now, see, even when you go out there to teach, now the other people that you come in tune with on that topic, see, now that you're able to, you're well versed and studied on that. So now that you're able to, give them some direction on where the answers might be on that topic, now you can, you taught them that, you can teach them who they are. Shami J. Sain said, true indeed, you have to be properly rooted in what you're dealing with, or it's easy to get caught up. Yeah. You definitely, that statement right there, that's another one of those statements where he encapsulated it. He encapsulated it well right there. If you're not rooted, then you're just out there like a particle. How do I say you out there like a particle with no direction? Oh man, I love that guy that say that. Peace, Lord Divine. Oh man. Robbie, what's the signs? Yeah, see now look, see you got Robbie. He's see you love history. Robbie loves physics. And see, that's the science, right? As that's building a society, right? Because these are all the different things that these are all the different expertise that's needed to actually build a society. So this is, why, this is, why you hear people saying, man, that, when we come together, right, there's no knowledge that we don't possess. But there's really, there's, I actually, I want to get that point across I have some books that I could recommend to you, right? But I want to get the point across to you that there's no real direction for you to study. You got to study 360. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, yo, all right, these books over here, right? These books over here, these are the good ones and those are the bad ones. This book over here got white people knowledge in it. Nah, we don't do that. See, it's either one or it's not. It's either knowledge or it's not. If it's knowledge, it can be shown and proven. And the easiest way to show and prove it is by making it go to born, right? And having the cipher that's formed be born alive and not dead. Different things you want to read about other nations. Like for instance, a brother was telling me the other day how he has a degree in theology. You know what I'm saying? Because, he wanted to, study, all these different ways of life. He was curious about that. That was something that he wanted to know. Where is the what is the origin of all this, stuff that we was made to believe. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times that is, you got to know the steps and stages, right? Like we know the steps and stages, right, of how the devil was made so we can reverse it. I want you just asked the man if he ever been in a fish fight. Did he would tell me to talk to him? Listen, man, I'm trying to stay clear of this, man. You understand? I'm a teacher of the class here, man. I can't get caught up in this kind of thing. Make me look bad like that. Yeah, 704 Joe. I'm saying 704 Joe comes in with some cheery, some cheery attitude here, man. So I think we need to deal with that there. But I mean, I got a question, Rob. And it's a sincere question. I've really been wondering this. Why is this so important? Like just the different people, Abdul Rahman, Complete, uh, 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 West Coast Wise. Yeah, I hit you the other day, and Robbie, did you see the jiu-jitsu guy, the off-duty cop killed him? I sent you the story. It's wild shit. But yeah, though, Rob, why is this stuff so important? I'm saying, like, you don't know these people. Guess he's busy. Said he's at work. Oh yeah, we about that time to I guess we can open it up. We can open it up for questions. We can go ahead and open it up for questions. Maybe somebody had some questions about the title of today. Maybe you came in a little bit after. We could do a little recap. Or maybe you just have some other general questions. I think I want to just before when I said that, right? Not you, wordsmith. When I said anybody had questions, let's accept you. Just skip today, and then Monday, let's go down that rabbit hole. The 28th degree, now I didn't see it. So speaking of message to the black man, and you read the story of Yakub that's told by Elijah, I can't help but think about Trump as Yakub and MAGA as his followers. We need to find an island for them. You know, and a lot of it, there's a lot of parallels. There's a lot of parallels, except he's not being successful right now in this part of the entertainment. But yeah, in terms of how he kind of came out of nowhere and rallied up all these people, that was kind of already out there, dissatisfied, and he promised them, luxury. there's maybe not necessarily luxury, but he promised them he's going to make the economy so they can be comfortable in whatever it is they want to do. But things fell apart for him a little bit quicker than 6,000 years. Yeah, that might have to be a new name, wordsmith. We might have to add Morpheus. We might have to add Morpheus into your names there. Robbie said Rikers Island is a good island. Did you see the story that Giuliani is being investigated? All right. I promised the live stream that I would dance a jig and Giuliani goes to jail. You don't even have to get convicted. I just want to see the perk walk. I just want to see the perk walk. Those that were not good at multiplying were married at the age of 16 because they would never marry onto the culture when they were younger, and now they got to marry someone who is unlike, like the degree says, to breed and to get them on the same program. I mean, the ones that was not good at multiplying, they, it's going to be difficult. They can have it in a heart. You know what I'm saying? But in order for it to get to what the hell are these books? The Teachings of Don Juan. A Wild Sheep Chick. Hold on for a second, yeah. Okay. So again, here, who is Carlos Castaneda, and what does he know about the way of knowledge? A Wild Sheep Chase. I mean, look, reading is fundamental if you like these kind of books. See, for me personally, it's only 24 hours in a day, so I gotta balance. I gotta wait. Not even having the skills to convert people. They just not, they're not going to be one of the specialists. Meaning, you're not going to be one of the doctors, ministers, nurses, and crewmates. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be one of the holders of the secret. You're not going to be the keeper of the lock or the holder of the key. Your job is only to be here to breed numbers. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look, that's how they treat white people now. You're not down with us, man. You're not Those like see back there and how they call it the hollers, the hollers of West Virginia and North Carolina. Those colored people is not that good anymore. We can't stereotype all of them. But like them, they did. Listen, if we need to fill up some ships, if we having a battle, that's when your job kicks in. Ruins of Empires by Constantine Francis Coleman. Good books for the thinking individual. Well, what is the individual thinking about? Google is an excellent resource if you like a book. So, well, in that case, you could have left Google to give us the book list. Right. I don't really recommend books to anyone unless they can be more specific on what they are interested in. Precisely. Rap came in. Don Juan is described as an anthropological book. None of the books have a central theme. I was going to say, I'd rather just reread my math and alphabet. Some of those books are worse than Harry Potter. Yes, if you're in anthropology. Well, sometimes you got to be able to redo them a little bit. So ask the person, what is it that they want to know, or what are they looking for that they don't know, they don't want to tell you. Happens often. But yeah, I don't know, whatever's the case, I guess Yeah, it's the end of the summer. So I guess we got a good session. Peace. We don't have any further questions. Go ahead and wind this one down. Is there an update on the brother trying to revive the power to create one force? Password. What's that? Man, at least you have on here. Yeah. Is that too much? You gotta turn your mic up or something.
Peace, you hear me?
Huh?
You hear me?
Peace, yeah, you gotta turn your mic up a bit. Yeah.
Yo, first of all, your man's gonna chill out. Wise Prince, you don't want it.
Wait, hold on. Maybe
You hear me?
adjust my audio.
I ain't gonna stay
Is
long, bro.
anybody else here?
Yo, when you gonna watch that video?
Speak up, what you said?
When you gonna watch that video?
What you say now?
When are you gonna watch that video?
You gotta speak up, bro.
Can you hear me at all?
All right, I can hear you a little bit now. All right, wait. I think I know what the problem is. Bingo. All right.
Peace.
Peace. All right. That was I had to do a little technical. All right, so peace.
Yeah, I ain't gonna stay long, man. All right.
Okay.
I just want your little class to know that
Wait, hold on. Why you gotta become a low class?
Now
You see what happens?
no.
Why-
First of all, peace. I fucks with you, Darkim. I fucks with you. All right.
Uh-huh.
I only got 1 minute. Just let your class know your man on 7/7 did a whole live dedicated to me. I never watched it. I don't want to hear nothing he got to say. He's got a video on my page talking about just using the N-word, the most disrespectful thing you could call a black man. And now, I got nothing to say to him. Your man Wise Prince needs to chill out because he don't know me. I'm not from Long Island. I'm from Medina. And that's what I'm going to say for now.
What part of Medina are you from?
Don't worry about it. I said I'm originally from Medina.
Yeah, what part?
Like I said, I only got a minute, man. That's what I wanted to say, man. That on the 7/7, all right, on the God month, on the God day, all y'all could think about was me. And that's all y'all need to know. Peace to the gods.
I guess that was it. Well, I guess he told y'all. You know what I'm saying? I guess he told y'all. You know, look, you welcome back, man, to, I mean, now that you got that out, maybe this time you good. Yeah. Hey, is 793rd is 793rd or Shaka News still in here? True Self. I'm just saying, he a little bit like Charlie, right? Remember Charlie from Charlie's Angels? You never seen him, you just hear his voice. So look at him. She said, anyway, I gotta go back to work. If y'all still on around 10:30, I'm gonna try again, but I will make knowledge born that certain people did a whole lot about me on 7/7. So you want a chance to look, I'll come on at 10:30 just to hear you vent. I gotta hear this. If I'm a little bit 10:45, bear with me, I'm on Black people time. know. But yeah. Listen, man, I don't know how to listen. See, I told you what the problem is, man. I don't, you know, in everyday life, right? I don't interact with certain kinds of people. It's not like I have nothing against them, like we fight or something if they come around me, but it's just, we don't be interacting. The stuff that they into, I'm not into that. Like if somebody is like bungee jumping or something like that, you know what I'm saying? I don't bungee jump. Justice Victory says so. Breeding, multiplying, backs. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Somebody try to contact Sunyas. Somebody try to contact Sunyas and tell him we having a showcase showdown. We having a showcase showdown at 10:30. Be there or be square. Where's Mean Gene when you need it? See, I don't have that Mean Gene skill. I had that Mean Gene skill. Yeah, it's about that time. Let me go ahead, you know what I mean? Because I'm gonna go ahead and get my popcorn ready. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead. See VC run. Why would you point something like that out? You see that last comment, VC run? That's why people don't like you. This is Mean Gene. Yeah, this is my first. This is my first right here. This is my first time. I'm gonna be moderating. See if I got that level of skill. You know what I mean? But in the meantime, as the guy said, back to breeding and multiplying. You know, that's the addition and the multiplication that we're supposed to deal with, right? But we're not attempting to control the outcome, right? Remember, our law is not unlike attract. Our law is like attract and unlike repel. So see, based on that law, right, what we deal with, right, when we add it and multiplying, it's not making the devil. See, because the law that it was founded on already was twisted. We're not working from that law. We're working from knowledge and wisdom, right? And that's why the stars on our flag is to understand. So that's a little bit of a summary. You can rewind to the beginning if you're more interested in that and this little Mean Gene activity that happened at the end. But look, I'm not that kind of doctor. Like there's certain things, I can help you with certain things I can't. But we'll see how it works out. So for all of those that is tuning in for the second session, I'll see y'all in an hour and a half. In the meantime, in between time, from here in the G building. We're gonna sign off and say peace. You know, a couple of new people came in, do the each one teach one, hit the like button, subscribe, share this out on your other channels, and I'll see y'all shortly. Peace.